that's working. I think my mic is on now, so that's good. I think. Oh, yeah, probably because I have to like move closer because it's my mic and you know it's the kind. Yeah, I have to like turn it up. I have it turned down a little bit on my end, just because I don't want to blow people's ears out when I'm in Discord. Oh hey, then that means that my opinion is the only one that matters. This is perfect. Let's see. Hello. Okay, try to talk now. Maybe you guys can hear yourselves now.
Hello?
Can I hear myself?
I can hear you. Well, hello. Okay, the green bar is going up now at least.
I hear myself. Yeah, I do hear myself.
Can I hear myself? Okay, yeah, I can hear myself too.
We all sound quiet though, but I do hear myself. I hear myself. Yeah, I do hear myself.
Can I hear myself? Okay, yeah, I can hear myself too.
We all sound quiet.
Actually,
Press it
though.
out,
Oh, is this
maybe
good?
the volume is fine.
I hear myself.
Yeah, I have to beat that because I was
Yeah.
behind.
Okay, yeah. Wait, but now I can hear it on Bobby's through Bobby's own headset.
I hear myself. Yeah, I have an echo because I was
Yeah,
behind.
I think so. Wait, but now I can hear through Bobby's own headset.
Yeah, I have an echo because I was behind.
Wait, but now I can hear through Bobby's own.
Alright. I got it. I figured it out. I know what I'm doing.
You sure?
No.
Why is it
I'm gonna tell
coming
myself
out
that.
of my mic? That's so weird.
No, I know what I'm doing.
I don't know. You sure?
No.
Maybe if I capture the Discord window, maybe that'll work. Okay, are you guys able to hear yourself now? Now that the Discord window's been selected? What the hell? What is Larry doing here? Oh, I think I know why. It's because I have this on. That might also be why. Yeah, let me... Let me try this again. Okay, try now.
Hello.
Why is it coming out of my mic? That's so
I don't know.
weird.
Wait, how does your microphone produce audio? That makes no sense.
Let me try. Try now.
So yeah, I mean, I hear myself, but there's an echo.
Okay, try now. It's still.
Yeah,
it's still
waiting.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
weird.
this is so weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is weird. I'm kind of confused with what's going on.
Microphone. That's so cursed.
Yeah, we're echoing still.
Guess
Oh.
having this window up doesn't matter.
Well, this is good because with 2 Prestons and 2 me's, that means there's 5 people on the panel.
True. Let's see. Sound settings. That's so weird.
Okay, I think that's what Skyrim needs to fill out. Page the request channel. Okay.
Okay. Media settings. Okay. Is it still try to say something?
Hello,
Something.
I am. Yeah, what you said.
Okay, well at least all the audio things are on now. They're like all moving.
I hear myself normally. I don't think there's an echo.
I hear the mic. It's still coming out of the mic and not into my ears, which is the weird part.
I sound normal, but now that you're talking to me on Discord, I can hear a little bit of a reverb on you. But I mean, I don't care.
I don't know. It's very confusing. Oh, that's lovely.
What the heck was that?
Oh, okay. Well, that's better. At least I can hear that in my headphones. Sort of, kind of.
Is it normal now?
It's better. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it sounds normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only real weird thing is that you're very quiet on the stream compared to Preston and I.
Yeah, I need to. Cable. Fucking cable. Wait, I gotta make sure that my Wanderer keychain doesn't fall off my leg. Let me put it down gently.
No, smash it.
Fuck you. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
What did?
Hello.
Yes.
I can hear you on Discord. Wait for the delay to tell you about the stream. I hear myself, but I don't think I hear you.
Okay, then it has to be this then. Okay. Okay, I think this is good enough. I think. Let's ask the chat. Is the chat okay? Are they able to hear everybody? Chat, press some buttons in the chat if you guys can hear myself, Preston, and Justin without any like weird reverb or echoes or anything like that.
Press some buttons, he says.
Yeah, just press some buttons.
Press some buttons.
Sounds good. Sad Sag, Sor 1. Woo! 5534.
Sounds fine to me on my end too. I just muted the stream, so I will stop going crazy for myself.
If only people had mute buttons IRL.
The fuck you trying to say?
Oh, I would never mute
It would
you.
be helpful, but
They fucking better not.
Okay. Alright, guys. It's PR panel time. Yay!
Yeah.
You know, the Kermit the
Just
Frog.
kidding.
Yay!
Yeah.
So, this was a season.
Yippee.
It was quite the interesting season. It's definitely I think it's one of those seasons where we've definitely seen the most variety in people winning tournaments. Like we had at least like 3 different players here win at least one. Maybe even more than one. Had a couple guest players. Sigma and Rary. 100 Months Larry. But yeah. 11 people. 11 people up for debate, so it means someone's going to be honorary mention. And as you can see on the debate list, we've decided to include Small Left as an honorary mention because every time he did compete, he won. But he competed so little bit that he cannot contend for an official spot. So, okay. Anyway, so your panel tonight is myself, Bubby, Bobbert,
Ubi.
Bobert, Dark M. And then we got TP, Justin. And then we got Fruit Basket, or Preston. Because I'm saying this now because I'll be referring to them as like probably by their real names. So just so that you're not confused. And yeah, so this period we got these contenders. We got BBW, Big Stew, Krusty Eyed Masher is his name on Start GG, but you know him as Weston. So I'll probably be referring to him as Weston as well. You have the Cupel, Gardenia, iCandy or iCandrus, Malona, My Name is 67, Omnimal, Woo, and Yasu. And I want to get this out of the way right now. There's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, what about this guy? What about that guy? I thought this guy was doing really well. But,
He sucks is the short answer to that question. So thank you for asking.
also, yes, Ara Nation.
Ara Nation.
Ara Nation. Shoutouts to good TOs. So yeah, if someone that you thought was going to be in contention didn't end up making it, all I will say is the tournament results are all public for people to see. So go check the results. And
Speaking of,
and
let me grab the link to
I
that.
think a lot of it will explain itself in terms of why they didn't make it.
This website we've been using to just compile the data. We still like compile it into spreadsheets after, but we just like use this to like record the data more quickly. It does like an auto ranking. We don't just use the auto rankings, but this is where you can see a very easy breakdown of the stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to like look, sorry, just Twitch things, whatever. Anyway, there. Go look for yourself if you're curious to like see a more like grouped up breakdown of the data. If you're curious, it's not our spreadsheet stuff, but still, same data, essentially.
And for that website, we would ask that you please, if you would be so kind, try not to make too many like alternate names or too many joke
Oh
names,
yeah, I had to
because
redo the
it
data a
becomes
number
really
of
hard
times
to
because
enter the data when you're making funny names constantly, and it makes it harder for us to track down your results. And keep
at the very
things
least for
accurate.
whoever decides to watch this later, I would like to ask that if you're going to do joke names, can you stick with one for the season? Because when you start swapping every other week, that led to like an extra hour or two of me fixing the data because I didn't know who was who.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper.
Anyway. Dr. Pepper. I legit put that person as a random. I don't know who the fuck Dr. Pepper is.
You know what the funny thing is? You would not believe how many people on StartGG are named Dr. Pepper. It's like actually ridiculous. Trying to find Dickie's name was like so impossible.
Well, how could you just give away his alter ego like that? Identity.
His
What
superior
do you
identity
mean?
is revealed.
He changed it back already.
Yeah, but he could have like abandoned. He could have got in, got out.
Have we seen Dickie and Dr. Pepper in the room together?
Yes, he is. He was wearing a whole Dr. Pepper fit.
To answer your question, yes, we can do that, Yasu, but it'll cost you extra.
No, I already told him no. Anyway, are we ready to begin the actual ranking process here?
I'm ready. I'm ready to end. Yes.
Okay, cool. Stu's number 1. Thank you, everyone. Great panel. We'll see you all next time in 4 months from now. Probably be 2026. So.
Dickie Vision.
Oh my god.
Dude, shout
Anyway.
outs to Sad Sag. That's one of Dickie's truest stands. Okay, so are we ready to reveal the list?
Yeah. Let's get to it.
All right.
I'll do
I'll-
it in 3. Are you on your other thing?
I'll do it.
You'll do it. All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Ta-da! Okay, so yeah, number 1 for like the 5th or 7th, 80th season in a row. No discussion there. Cool. Aura is 67, right?
Screw you,
Yes.
Preston.
Okay.
I
Sweet.
wrote this first!
Screw you.
You're
Now,
not
let me mark
original, bro.
this.
You're
This is
not
true. I was
original.
there. He
I've
did write
been-
this first.
Hey man, but
No,
I've
it's
been
got that color.
rocking.
Hang on.
I've been rocking that name for forever.
Gray? Let's do gray. Whatever. We're doing gray.
Damn, Justin, you stupid.
Just remember,
Oh, guarded brands. Yeah, I was fucking stupid there. Yeah. So that's the same. That's the same. Yep. And then. Gold.
just remember, you never thought Lucina was choose to lose, but me?
Yeah, but you didn't make it your name. You didn't
No, I
make it.
didn't.
You didn't make it your identity.
Last I checked, you're a Min player.
I'm a Min experimenter.
Okay, so hey, just double check. He be gun and do be Omni, right?
He do be Omni, because he do
All
be
right,
gunning
just wanted to
sometimes.
double check.
Fucking Dak Prescott.
I don't even. He probably doesn't even watch football. He probably has no idea what the fuck that is.
I know somebody called him something. Another actor. I remember at like one of the tournaments. Forget which one it was though.
Okay, yeah, just see me a picture. Okay, so that's that. We're in agreement on that one. Assuming Sigma Males, who I think it is, and then yeah. Okay, I actually don't know who I'm checking in or Fok is.
Oh well,
I think I know
Just-
who Fok is.
I think if you know which character is always checking
Yeah,
in,
I know who you're talking about.
send the bags up to the room because I'm checking in.
Man, am I old? I actually don't fucking know who you're talking about.
It's ZSS. ZSS is always checking roll in or tech in.
Okay, got it. All right, so this will be different. I'm pretty sure because I did not put that. Okay, so Alpha, and then. Okay, whatever. Yeah, we can talk about it. Okay. So Stu is our unanimous number one. I mean, we could. Let's just keep it quick. He best win losses into like the head-to-head categories. He does not lose to anybody. The only time he didn't get first place was, I think, one time Left beat him at a tournament, and one time Stu, 67 beat him at a tournament. But every other tournament he won.
It was
And then
twice the
Sigma.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, twice the left won the 67. I think Sigma.
The Sigma tournament. Yeah. Otherwise, he 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 tournaments he entered. He won more than
I will
anybody
say,
else.
there was a tournament at Westside where him and 67 went Game 10 Grand Finals. And I think if 67 won that tournament, this would be a very different conversation.
I think they actually went Game 15 technically, because I think it was.
Yeah,
each winners and grands all went to 5. Yeah.
Yeah, the Grands won Game 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, if 67 had pulled that off, potential very big discussion.
We could be
change.
looking at
Yeah.
a different season.
Yeah.
But alas, it was not meant to be. At least not yet.
It probably would have motivated Stu to keep competing at the very least, like throughout the last month. But yeah.
All right.
Also,
So,
shout outs to all the. I'm assuming these are all UCI people here supporting 67, or a lot of them.
That wouldn't make sense. I don't recognize these tags.
But yeah,
so.
thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Okay. Next is, speaking of 67, so we had a disagreement on 2 and 3. So I said BBW, and then 67 for 2 and 3. You guys had the opposite. So I guess because I'm the minority here, I guess I can start with why I went that way. It was pretty tight between the two of them. Like, everything's really, really tight between these two. Like, BBW has 2 tournament wins. 67, where is he on here? There he is. He also has 2 tournament wins. Like, BBW has a low tier tournament win. 67 has a bottom tier tournament win. 67 has a high tier tournament win, and BBW has a mid tier tournament win. So, and then the placements, if you look at them, they're very close. I gave the edge to BBW on placements because while it's all very close, he never dipped below. He had 1/4 at a top tier, never dipped below that. 67 did have a 5th. I'm trying to fucking find it. There it is. At the same top tier, and also at the few tournaments that they were both at. I believe BBW outplaced him at those, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so 3rd to 4th, 4th to 5th, and was there one more that they're both at? Oh yeah, the mid tier, BBW beat him to win it. So I think it's close on the placements, but I do think BBW to me had the clear edge there, albeit a small one. The win-losses, I actually agreed with, and I know Preston and Bobby are probably going to mention this as well. 67, I think, had the better win-losses overall, because he actually is 3 and 7 on Stu. And, I mean, it's a losing record, but he got 3 wins on Stu. BBW's 0 and 4. That's a pretty big deal, and then the rest of the...
There's
Sorry,
only
do you
one
wanna
other.
jump in?
There's only one other person in this top 10
That has a win,
That
yeah.
has a win. So that's pretty. I think that's pretty clearly in his favor.
Those are very premium wins, and he got 3 of them. And like, if you look at everybody else in the running, like both him and BBW does have a losing match with Gardena, who we haven't talked about yet, but we'll talk about him soon. But everybody else, at worst, 67, if I'm reading this right, goes even with Dakapel at 1-1. But yeah, worth mentioning, BBW also has a loss to Dakapel. However, BBW has a head-to-head on 67, 3 sets to 1. So it does get quite tight. For me, I kind of lean BBW because of the slight advantage in the placements. I like 67's advantage into head-to-head. I don't know if it's large enough to negate the 3-1. Sorry, 67's advantage in the overall win-loss. I don't believe it's enough for it to outdo BBW's head-to-head advantage that he has over 67. Hence why I went that way.
Okay.
Preston, get him.
What the
Get
fuck?
him, but I don't know if I could get it. Well, okay, I'll argue my case, but as noted, we can kind of skip, I think, over the win-loss, because I do think 67's wins there are pretty premium. You know, it's
also
really
wanna-
hard to beat Stu.
Yeah.
It's
I-
really, really hard.
I put a lot of emphasis on beating Stu more than at least once, like more than multiple times as well. I will also say that I think 67 had the better peak, winning West Side 24, which was a green. BBW won
Going a low and a mid.
he won an orange and a yellow.
Yeah.
So his peak was probably third at the 91, I guess.
Yeah, third at a top.
But 67 also had a third at E Games, and yeah, he got outplaced at 91, but only by one place. He got fifth at 92. Sage no-showed one of the top tiers, so I think that hurts him a little bit. And yeah, he outplaces him at two of the top tiers, but they both went to them, and it was only by one placing. Give the head-to-head to BBW. I think you give the losses to 67. 67.
I mean, 67 literally, he's the only person that's not lost to anybody not in this conversation.
You could the Daki Pels like kind of cancel each other out, I think. But aside from BBW himself, he's only lost to Stu. BBW has lost.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, he's lost to Gardenia twice, which is a little nitpicky because you can't really hate someone for losing to the guests and left, but it is something. So slight edge to 67 in the losses. So you could take the win-loss ratio 67, peaks 67, losses 67, head-to-head BBW, and I don't know how you want to weigh the consistency.
I mean, they're both incredibly consistent. Yeah, I can't like say one's more consistent than the other. They're just about as consistent as the other one is.
Yeah, you could
I-
probably say that BBW was slightly more consistent because he never got fifth at anything he went to.
Yeah,
Play-
technically the
play-
lowest low is the fifth that 67 has.
which is fucking insane, by the way.
Yeah.
That is very, very hard to do. I don't know. I think just based on the 3-2, I say it's slight RNation.
I remember when I was looking at this, the big thing for me, I think it comes down to just how you value their tournament strength. And I remember I was kind of similar to Bobby, where I think that BBW outplacing 67 at like a number of tournaments, it wasn't as strong to me as 67 getting both the first at a high tier and also going to every single top tier and getting fifth at worst. Like that to me was quite strong for his case, that he went to all the toughest things and he also didn't drop below fifth place.
And for every time he lost to BBW, he beat Stu. So, yeah.
Was there anything else you're gonna add, Preston? Or
That's about it, because we
Okay.
talked about everything else. Like 67 didn't lose to anyone outside of that's out of the running.
mm-hmm.
He wins the win-loss,
yeah.
and yeah, we already know who wins head-to-head.
Yeah. So the thing I wanted to add into that point about going to all the top tiers is BBW went to 2 of the 3 high tiers. 67 only went to 1 of them, and yeah, he did win that one. But it is technically a counterpoint to BBW missing 1 of the top tiers.
It's a true point.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
but I mean, 67 still went to all the top tiers and killed it at all of them. So,
Right, but it's not like BBW did not duck out of like important tournaments, and he's still at those 2 high tiers. He got second and third, respectively. And then there's another mid tier where he got third, but whatever.
I mean,
point
if you want to cancel it out, then that's fine. But I still think
Yeah.
that I think 67 still has better peaks.
I don't disagree about him having a better peak, but for me, I don't consider the first place at the high tier like enough to just swing the placements. Like
I do.
I think the placements are close, but
I
I'm
do.
not.
He-
I personally
he-
do not swing that off that one placement.
I do. Look at the people he beat to win that tournament.
Sure, but you could also probably do that for like the second at the high tier for BBW. You could probably do that for the third at
Did
the top
BBW
tier, right?
beat Stu twice at any tournament? Nope.
Well, that to me is more about the win losses,
No,
not
it's
the
not.
tournament placement
That
itself.
has nothing to do with win loss. It's peak performance. Like your best performance is you go to a second most highest ranking tournament, a green tournament, and you absolutely tear through the bracket, and the best player was there, and you beat him twice. That's peak performance. I think that bracket performance trumps anything that BBW did.
I strongly disagree with that statement. Just to say it, like I do not agree with that or look at it that way, just myself, because that puts too much weight on a single tournament. And that's not how I look at it, at least. I try to look at the breadth of work that they did. That's not to say that tournament. I agree with you that is between the two of them. That is the strongest single performance. I agree with that.
That's
I do
but
not
that's
deny
one of
that.
our categories. One of our categories is highest high or peak performance. So
I
I'm
don't think it is.
I'm
Didn't we
speaking.
do away with that?
Then we don't have 5 categories anymore. Then, which would
I think
make
I was under the impression we were operating under 4 categories for a long time now.
so we're only going 2-2, and then what? What happens if they're tied in 2 and 2?
Where is the category?
But yeah, I'm
Wait,
speaking.
Preston, did you think we had highest high? Because I thought we had 4 categories.
I'm speaking strictly on just peak performance. Like I'm not arguing
heard-
that body of work is important, but I'm speaking strictly on peak performance. That I think 67 had the best peak performance.
No, I understand your argument.
Well-
I'm just saying that I personally don't agree with it. But
To elaborate on my memory of how we changed the system a long time ago, we technically did away with peak performance, because what we said is we valued their tournament results and their win losses equally, and the next strongest tier is their upsets, and then last category is head to head. If I remember how this is, so
here, yeah,
we-
I found the message
we
from
made it so-
2022, which is basically what Preston said. Although I think I said head to head and upset, if applicable, and then upset losses. Although I
I thought
Yeah.
their head to head was always the type, like the be all
I think it
end all.
became that way over time because we had a lot of cases where we just didn't have a head to head, so we had to keep going to upset losses.
Yeah, but I remember when
Yeah.
we compressed the tournament thing, we didn't argue about whether or not we would have peak performance. We just said we were assessing their tournament body of work, but we never quite said if we were keeping it. So that
Yeah, I don't
guess
think
that's
we.
what up if we
Yeah, I think we got away with it as an
want.
official category. But again, like if Bobby wants to view it that way, that's fine, and that's up to him, right? And I personally don't view it that way, but you know, I do agree with his point, right? Like that is the best single performance. And if Bobby wants to evaluate it that way, he has every right to. And I also similarly have the right to not, you know, do it that way, as long as I'm not ignoring obvious data that's in front of our faces, right?
Yeah, because
Um,
in
yeah.
this case, all that changes is 67's tournament performance is elevated by the fact that he won this tournament.
Sure. So
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
the end
Okay,
result
okay.
of it.
okay, so we cleared that up. Okay. So I'm still on the side that the placements slightly favor BBW, despite the fact that I do agree 67 has the best single performance. I'm sure Bobby still holds his opinion that the single performance does boost 67 to give him the edge over BBW. Do you have thoughts there, Preston?
I have one last thing. Okay, so if we cannot convince you that BBW has weaker, or maybe not weaker, but 67 in this case
Right, he
would
has
win
the
the
edge, yeah.
category.
Yeah.
Then my next question would be, how much of a difference do you think it is that BBW wins the tournament category? Because in my opinion, I think 67 wins the win-loss record
Uh-huh.
by a decent amount. This is of course ignoring their
Yeah.
head-to-head.
No, I
but
I totally
yeah,
understand
everything else,
what you're
I think
asking here,
I think
yeah.
67's actual wins this tournament are a lot stronger than BBW's.
Wait, sorry. Are you asking about the singular tournament, or are you asking about his entire season?
I'm asking about if we argue that 67 loses tournaments to BBW,
Sure.
then I'm asking, is the margin by which he loses it
Yeah.
bigger or smaller than the margin BBW loses the win-loss? Because to me,
Okay,
I think
yeah. Okay.
67 wins the win-loss by a healthy amount,
Okay.
and whereas he might only lose the tournaments by a small amount. And to me, that would still make it feel like 67 overall maybe
Sure.
could close out a case.
Yeah, I do understand what you're asking me here, and let me think for a quick second. So we haven't ranked Gardenia yet, but Gardenia we agreed, right, on that.
I mean,
those
he's
next ones?
he's effectively ranked because he's next.
Yeah.
We all agree.
Yeah, he
and
was
we all
agreed.
Yeah,
At this point to be fourth.
yeah, we agreed on 4 and 5. So
Sorry,
even though
Yasu.
it's a little different, that's fucked up.
That's okay. He's cool. We already talked about it. He knows.
Damn, you spoiled? That's not cool. Anyway, so yeah, if I just look at Gardenia as the 4th ranked player, right? So 67 didn't play him. That kind of
Yeah,
sucks, but
that is a matchup
fine,
that's like
it's
kind
fine.
of unfortunate.
yeah,
They just never crossed paths.
yeah, it's fine.
Because from my memory, I think BBW does have a very strong like record against Omni. I think that's the only one that he
Yeah, he's 4 on
beat
Omni.
a lot. He beat a lot more than 67, but everything else.
2-0 on Yasu, 3-0 on Wu. Those are all pretty similar. He is 3-1 on Dak. 67 is 1-1 to Dak. But he's also 3-0 on Yasu. But he does 2-0 on Yasu. I mean, like, all that stuff beyond Gardenia is, like, pretty similar. Like, the only edge there is, like, BBW 3-1 over Dak, whereas Gardenia, 67 is just 1-1. But there is the 1-2 to Gardenia. It sucks that 67 didn't play him because it would make it a little easier, but it does have a losing matchup to someone not in the top 3, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, at worst, 67 is even with somebody not in the top 3.
Yeah, and I think where it gets complicated, right, is that BBW and 67, aside from the Omni set where BBW fought Omni a lot more, and I guess Dak, but other than those two, it's like they fought the other people like a pretty comparable amount. So then you have to, I ask myself at least, if they fought all these people close enough, and the results are largely the same, then at what point does 67 beating Stu completely overthrow how even this win-loss would actually be? And in my view, if the results prior to that are close enough, and then 67 goes and beats Stu 3 times, that's a massive advantage.
I have 2 final things here because I don't want us to get caught on this for too long. First question, devil's advocate kind of thing.
I love devil's advocates.
Let's say hypothetically BBW was 1-4 against Stu. Hypothetically, would that change your feelings on the win-loss here? Like, maybe 67 still wins it, but like, would you that change your feelings on like the margin there? Because I will give you that I think 67 has does win this category, and I think I think he wins it more than BBW wins the placements. But I'll comment on that a little more after you answer this question.
If it was 1-4, I know it sounds like cherry picking a little bit.
Sure.
But 1-4 to me is obviously it's a lot less impressive than 3-7, and I only say that because even though their ratios are almost 50-50, like if he was 2-4 and 4-8, then 50-50. But at least like when you get to like a top 3 level win, I think that getting beyond one win to prove that you can consistently do it, in my mind at least, it's kind of a big deal. Because it makes it seem like, you consistently go toe to toe rather than it could have just been a one slip up.
You're saying you would still need to see multiple wins for BBW.
BBW,
right?
in my mind, yeah, he would need like 2 to really close the gap on 67's 3.
Okay.
Like 1 win, I think is good, but it wouldn't be enough.
Go ahead, Bobby.
I'll say this is my last comment on this before we obviously go to a vote, because I don't think anybody's bending. I think it has just been. I think the numbers are close. One one goes this way, one goes the other way. They trade categories, right? So it's like back and forth. Win-loss, tournament consistency, head-to-head, and all that. To me, it is 100% crystal clear that 67 was Big Stu's #1 rival this period, and it was not even close. When those two played, you legitimately did not know who was going to win. It was so back and forth. Like, it is crazy how much he's leveled up since he moved to California. So, just from that alone, like the fact that he has pushed Stu as far as he has, I cannot put anyone else in #2. Because the numbers are so back and forth. If BBW had stronger, he had a stranglehold on the win-loss, or if he had and he had the consistency and all that, then I would consider, bending and saying, okay, BBW, but because the categories are so back and forth like that, and 67 has categories that he's favored in, I think just the fact that he, that he's pushed Stu so hard this period is enough for me to keep my vote where it is. That's all I'm going to say.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, the final thing I'm going to add before we go to the vote real quick is just that I don't disagree with the points. Maybe I have different opinions on like how I view it, but I don't disagree with the points made for the most part. I still am of the opinion that BBW has a slight edge on the tournaments. I agree with Preston that 67's edge in the win-losses is, albeit not still not massive, but notably it is larger than the edge BBW has over 67 in placements. But that 3-1 head-to-head to me is not an insignificant head-to-head, because partially to what Preston said about the being able to do it multiple times, there is a consistency to BBW beating 67 in the head-to-head, and that to me matters on top of this. And I think it's close enough that the head-to-head for me still gives BBW the edge, combined with the placements and everything else we talked about. So I am sticking with BBW. So ultimately, if Preston is convinced to turn, then it's BBW. If not, it stays, and it's 67.
Damn, I see what you're doing, Justin. You putting all the pressure on Preston to
What? Okay, I didn't.
No,
Well, you
no,
were like,
I
I'm holding
see
my
what
vote.
you're
I was
doing.
like, okay.
You ain't
Sorry,
slick. You ain't slick, Justin.
I'm not expecting to win this vote. I'm pretty sure you two are staying based on what we talked about.
He knows that we both expressed our points. I think we understand each other, but yeah, I don't think either of us are gonna swap sides. But I'm glad that we at least talked about it, because it did make me consider some things too. But I think my vote will still stand.
I was not trying to do this, but you're like, yeah, my vote's staying. I'm like, well, if the last point I wanted to make was about the head-to-head, so it's gonna be obvious that my vote's not gonna change. So,
No, I agree that BBW having a head-to-head isn't an insignificant thing, especially because he beat him
because
so
it's
many
the 3-1.
times.
It's not like a 1-0 or anything like that.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, what this really comes down to, and we've had discussions about this, especially in Smash 4 days, is how much do you value something as premium as a Stu win, just like how we've had in the past, beating Left or beating our best Smash 4 top player. And in my mind, at least, I'm treating Stu right now as that's a really, really rare win. So yeah, 67 winning 3 times it's basically the equivalent.
It is
of
impressive.
that.
I will not deny that. That is very impressive.
If you think about it, right? If you think about it, 67 was maybe one more set win away. One more set win away from being in the conversation for #1. BBW was not
BBW was not in the conversation for 1. That is true. That, if anything, that argument is the thing that was okay, yeah, I can see where 67 is too. On it, based on that, looking at it that way.
Yeah, 67 was so close.
Yeah.
Out of region tourneys, it's tricky. We're on and off about whether we evaluate them. It really just depends on how outstanding the performance was.
We highly value top one. If you get a top 100 win out of region, then that's we do.
It
value
has to be
that.
like it has to be like a legit, like
Or
really
if-
good
if
result
you
that we
go to,
can't
like,
ignore.
If you go to Genesis and you get like, you know, if you pop off at like a super major, then yes, we do count that.
Yeah.
Local.
Yeah,
like,
otherwise we try to
small
keep
locals,
results in region.
Yeah, small
Yeah.
locals not so much. But if you go
The
to a
big reason-
local and you beat a top player, then we'll take the win. Yeah, we'll take the win.
Big reason is because one, we don't know if like a 24-man local is actually like got stacked with like really tough people in like another region. Also, so like win losses are kind of like moot there, right? Like, do we know if this player busted to bad players? I don't know, right? We don't care to go looking and finding out. And there's also the whole opportunity thing where it's like we're on an island in the middle of the ocean. Like, it's kind of unfair if we start taking every out of state tournament because not everybody has the same opportunities to go to all of those. So yeah. All right. So we have made a decision, so we can move on now to. So just say it, 67 will be 2,
Mhm.
BBW will be 3.
Yeah, and shout outs to BBW. He had an amazing season. They both had amazing seasons.
Just gotta write it on the side so we know the ordering. So BBW's 2, 67.
But yeah,
I
I had to keep my vote to 67. He was so close. So
All right, and then yeah, there's nothing that we're gonna reconsider here about Garden or Yasu's. Someone can give the breakdown since I've been chatting a bit myself about why we ended up with this decision here for Garden 4 and Yasu 5.
Who wants to go for it?
I'll go for it because again, like Yasu and I talked
Very-
about this
real
in the
quick.
car previously. More not because I was spoiling anything, but he was just kind of dreading that this was probably the case. Although it might have been for different reasons than what he was anticipating, right? So, yeah. So he really wanted to get above. Yasu wanted to be placed above Garden, but Garden just has, for the fact that he didn't stay for like the entire period, he had to go back to Colorado. Like his run was crazy. He was really starting to like I think reach another level of play. He got his first win on Big Stu, which was huge, and he got 2 wins on BBW, I believe. Yeah, 2 wins on him. So
He actually stole the head-to-head on him.
yeah, he was popping off. And then the rest of his wins were also pretty solid. He split with Weston, 1-2 with Omni, 1 over Yasu himself. The only person he was noticeably negative against that he played was Kandris. He was 0-2, but still, very, very impressive wins. And then if you look at his placings, 3rd at a high tier, and then he also placed really well at Westside after that. That was I think that was the one where he beat Stu once, I believe. Yeah. And then he played Stu in Grands. Unfortunately, he did slip a little bit towards the end. The 13th at Manila Monthly's 91 was rough. And his last tournament was Westside 25, which he got 3rd at, but it would have been really. I think he probably would have continued to do really well though with the 2 top tiers that he was unfortunately had to miss out on. And
All right, back.
and then Yasu also did really well this period. He just never really like had those higher placings that Shea had. The only like couple exceptions were like towards the end where he leapfrogged him at Westside and outplaced him at Manoa 91. That's probably the only that's probably the biggest one. Even though I don't think they played. But a lot of the other tournaments, Yasu was kind of floating around 7th place, 5th place, and Garden was getting 3rd, 2nd, 4th. And again, the 9th place over the 7th. Not a huge leap, but the ones at the end were, Yasu was starting to outplace him towards the end. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously the head-to-head is it's kind of something, but it's kind of not too bad. Just a 1-0. They only played once. And in terms of upsets, I would not be surprised actually if Shea had worse upsets, because that does tend to happen sometimes.
He lost to one.
Only
The
two.
only other changes he lost
Actually,
to
the
one
same-
tier 1 player, and that was Days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, like the upset losses this season for all of our contenders were for the most part pretty clean. There's only 2 people in particular that had some trouble there, but well, maybe a handful of people had some trouble there. But really, like, there's no like really bad losses. Like the losses were pretty clean for most people this season.
Yeah. So for me, I just think that Garden had overall better results for the time that he was here, and he had better win loss by a mile. Just because, again, I value Stu wins as very premium. It's very hard to beat Stu as Dr. Pepper. And yeah, and then he has the head-to-head. So I think Yasu came very close, and I think if they keep trending in this direction, I think one day Yasu will surpass him when they're both like in contention, but not quite yet.
All right.
Anything else?
I'm in agreement too. I guess the only slight difference is I will give a shout out that Yasu's tournament placings were really, really good. It's just I think it just wasn't enough in this particular instance because Shay's matchup spread is just so strong when you consider who he was up against. Like he beat our number 1 player. He's positive on our number 3 now, and everything else, especially the fact that he has the head-to-head in Yasu, it's like it's hard because Yasu also got good wins, but when he got those same opportunities to fight, in this case, like our top 3 to 4, he just couldn't get that. And I think that, if he continues at it, he'll get a lot more opportunities to do it because he's getting the placements. It's just he's not getting those really strong wins that Shay had.
Yeah, put it simply, like
That's mostly what it comes down to.
yeah, to put it simply, at the end of the day, placements. It's kind of a repeat of the 67 BBW discussion we had, but a bit more cut and dry. Where Gardenia's placements are a little worse than Yasu's, but his win losses are significantly better, and he has a head-to-head. And it's the case of let's say they're 4 and 5 respectively. Garden has 3 wins against the top 3, and because he actually has a winning matchup on BBW, so who's number 3? Yasu is collectively 0 and 7 against the top 4, which includes Gardenia. So yeah.
Just gotta make the most of those opportunities.
Yep. Yeah, if the placements were worse for Gardenia, maybe it gets closer. But the wins were just with how close the placements were, the wins were just too good. Or I should say the difference in the wins, I suppose. Anyhow,
Yeah,
so we're
shout
good
outs-
to move on.
But yeah, shout outs to
Oh, yeah.
both. Well, good runs, good seasons for both.
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're 4 and 5 on the PR. That's still a very good spot to be
I'm
in.
sure Yasu.
So.
Like I said, I'm sure Yasu will get there.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, and
he's working. At
I
it.
think both of them, from when I last saw it, they both playing. I think perhaps at the best I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll only get better from here.
Yeah, shout outs to Yasu actually for winning his second tournament.
Oh yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, he
That
won-
tournament was a big reason why he's even in top 5. Honestly, the fact he won that, even though none of the top guys were there. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on record and say that like, just because the top 3 are not at a tournament, that doesn't mean that the tournament is like, by default, it doesn't matter. Like, if you can win that tournament and dominate like all the other players there that are in contention, then that's how you kind of put yourself as like that's how you get into that top 5 conversation when you win those tournaments. So take all tournaments seriously if you're going. If you're paying your money to play and you're paying your gas money, you might as well.
and if PR is your goal, of course, yeah.
And if PR is your goal, you might as well take it
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
If you're there just to play
All
Mario
right.
Kart, then more power to you. Okay.
The cheese strategy.
Okay, moving
Well, if you think
on.
about it, Ludwig's always playing Mario Kart with that spin out.
It's true. Wait a minute. Is that what he's doing? He's just playing Mario Kart, not Smash Bros. He knows he's.
I had the Mario Kart game that where he pulls out the drills.
All right. So 6 and 7,
Wonder what lap he's
not 67, to be clear. Oh, I'm stupid. I wrote this backwards. Hang on. Boom. Oops. All right. 6 and 7.
So
We have
I'm sure
two
you
of
can
us-
guess who that quote is.
So we have 2 of us for Dakapel, and 1 for Omni, and I think that's the opposite, right? For 7. Yeah. Okay.
I will say
Um,
that I was.
I'll let you
not
go first
sure.
this time.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure who
Okay.
did better than the other, for obvious reasons. Like they were like
No, this is not cheese.
Dak. Yeah, Dak had whatchamacallit. Dak had some really good showings, but he also had some showings. So, it's always like never like clear cut with him. He always has like really really like good placings, and then sometimes he's just like, ugh. So, it wasn't like for me. It wasn't like clear whether he was above Omni or not. But depending on what you guys say, I can see it.
Okay, hold up. My cat
Yeah,
has
shit talking
taken
lesson.
my seat, so I have to evict him.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cat eviction.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, time to go buy another chair. You're never getting that chair back.
So if I were to look at it, yeah, the number one thing about Dakupel's seasons is that he tends to have really good wins, but less strong placements. But I think in this case, he made the most with the opportunity he had. I know he dodged some tournaments because he was traveling and whatnot. But if we were to look at it, even just on the tournaments, he got 4th at a high. He does have the double 17th at a high and a top. But then the next 2 top tiers he went to, he got 5th and 3rd, which is good. Omni, his first high tier was also not that strong. It was a 9th. Even though he does do good at, he does get 4th at a high, and then the 7th at a high top. I think that because he has some of these inconsistencies where he gets like 9th at a high tier, 9th at a top tier, but then he gets the 5th at the top tier, like I think he wins the tournament category, but it's not super significant because he also has these slight outlier tournaments. Dak's 17th is, let's not get twisted, it is really rough for him, but I think him pulling out like a 4th at a high and then the 5th, 3rd at a top, it salvages the situation more, especially because Omni also didn't have like the cleanest record on his best placings. And then, when we get to the win-loss, the fact that Dak has wins on both BBW and 67 now is suddenly a very big deal. We negate the head-to-head because he's 1-1 on Omni, but then, Dak also fought Yasu, he scraped out 1 win. Everything else is kind of rough for him, like he's 2-4 on Weston, and he does have a win on Candris, but he also has 2 losses to, Wu and Malona, who will come up later. But I think he got a lot of strong wins on the opponents that like really, really mattered in this case. Whereas Omni's best win at this point is 2 wins on Garden. 2 wins on Yasu, but 4 losses, so he has the multiple sets, but he still, I think, like doesn't win it convincingly. And then everything else is like it's about equal to Dak, I would say. Like getting 2 wins on Candris and 2 wins on Malona is good, but I don't think it's strong enough to outdo Dak. Getting the back-to-back on 1 win BBW, 1 win 67. Like, even though they're only 1 wins, that's still, I would say, strong. Because they're on 2 different people in this case. As for whether it's stronger than Omni getting his double up on Che, I think it's hard because, I value having repetition, but I'm leaning towards Dak. That's still being more valuable in this case.
That's totally that makes sense. I can see that. I don't hate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think if you're looking, I think from that perspective, I think the brilliance of Dak in those moments where he like achieved like a very high level of play and took out some really hard players was you could say that it trumps anything that Omni was able to accomplish this season. Omni was kind of like middle of the road. He was very I would say like very PR safe, right? 7-7, 7-7, second, fourth, fifth, a couple ninths, you know. Very PR safe. Dak was more of like a more volatile, but the fifth and third at the top tiers is just like really impressive. I guess it all comes down to, like I said, like how much you feel like it either like negates the 17s, makes up for it, or you know just makes them like not matter as much. It should be noted that Dak also went to pretty much everything. Him and Omni went to pretty much the same amount of tournaments, but Dak outplacing him at the two top tiers pretty big. 2-1 because Omni outplaced him at the 91. So
yeah, it's hard because I feel like Dak and Omni, neither of them win like the top two categories really strongly. It just comes down to how you weigh, you know, those minute things. And in my case, I think even though Dak does have the double 17s, Omni's records are also not clean enough, and Dak's high highs on those like really premier tournaments are strong enough that I think like it's either, you could argue at best Dak maybe goes even with Omni in tournaments, because Omni also has, you know, the really low placement at, I think it was mid tier. So he has the 3 reds, but I think Dak's 2 reds are still worse. But like if you at best can say like, okay, maybe Dak only loses the category slightly, then the next thing is, okay, the win-loss is Dak still has like a more volatile on the low end, but his high end is, I would say, stronger than Omni's.
Justin, any thoughts?
Yeah, I've been like looking at it because like
It's really
when I first
low.
put this, I was like, yeah, this feels right. Now I don't actually know. Like as Preston was talking about, I was looking at the win losses, like, dude, I actually don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's really,
I was
really
just like looking through the
close.
placements, and I think I'm comfortable. Well, not comfortable with anything here, but I'm fine with telling myself that Dak Capel has the slight, ever so slight edge in placements. Hang on, I need to check something on their win losses. Let me pull up that sheet. Not the win losses, sorry, the upset losses.
Dak has 3
I see the
blues,
numbers,
2
but I need to-
purples, and Omni has 3 blues, I think, or 4 blues.
Yeah, I'm checking the purples. That's why. Because there's Larry twice. I'm not fucking counting
Yeah.
that. Okay. Maybe we should even. I don't know. Should we even record purples at this point? They're kind of useless. Well, whatever. Maybe they'll be useful.
I think
for something.
purples are good just for saying that, you know, oh, this person. It's kind of like just this wasn't a bad loss.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's
Like, it's a
true.
good
You and I,
record to say, like, this is
mentioned
positive.
before, right? Where like we never actually put rubrics around the upset losses. We just said upset losses as like a general category, and I just made these numbers to help us look at it, so you could.
Yeah, they're just here for us.
They're
to
actually
judge,
up to
like, okay,
interpretation. Yeah.
It's like losing to Larry is not a bad loss.
Yeah, I
most
kind of
people
don't
would
count
argue.
that against him, honestly. Yeah. So it's like. Yeah, it's like
If
three bad
anything, like
losses,
the
4 bad
red
losses.
is the red and or the frequency of the blues is maybe where it like becomes a little bit more applicable.
Yeah, that's how I've usually looked at it. So Omni
Oh.
technically is technically slightly disadvantaged because he has 1 more bad loss than
Also,
quote unquote
Huh?
bad loss than
another fun fact.
Dak.
Since Larry has started coming to Hawaii in 2010, this is the first time that he's ever lost in Hawaii to a Hawaii residential player, like someone living in Hawaii,
Mhm.
like full time.
Yeah, because the last time he came here and got second, it was to Nico, right?
Yep,
Yep,
just to
yep.
Nico, he beat Small F. So yeah.
Yeah.
Another very interesting tidbit for Larry, who's been coming to tournaments here for like the last like 15 years.
Where's Dak? Yeah, the thing that like got me weird about this was like, yeah, Dak and Omni's like win losses are similar, but Dak is 1-3 and 1-1 against 2 and 3, or 3 and 2, whatever. People in the top 3. However, Omni is 2-1 against 4. Then he's 2-4 against Yasu, so he actually has 4 wins against 4 and 5. But then I guess it's like, okay, so the total there is, what's that record? 4 and 5 record against 4 and 5 versus a 2 and 4 record against 2 and 3.
Well, in this case, he also, I guess, has 1-1 on Yasu.
Who has 1-1?
You're counting just the top 5.
Did not see that. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he has 1 win on Yasu, but
Never mind.
1 win is still less than 2 wins
Never
on
mind.
Yasu.
That's still a win. That makes it 3 people in the top 5 he's beaten. That makes the record, instead of what did I say, 2 and 4, it's a 3 and 5 record, which is close to the 4 and 5 record against the top 5 Omni has. But okay, yeah, because he just didn't play Gardenia.
That's why it comes down to like, and I already established,
that, yeah.
even though I personally think it is good that you get that frequency. I just think that even though Omni has like these multiple wins on 4 and 5, it feels there's something different about like when you get a win like on the top 3 here, at least, because when 67, BBW or Stu are on the PR, it just feels, I guess, a lot more difficult to get that kind of win.
Well, I would just go away from the feel and just like look at the data itself to show you just how premium those wins are.
Yeah.
Like you can see in the data itself, like just me being really nitpicky about subjectivity and all of that. But yeah, literally, what you're saying is still correct. Like this is the last person that we have talked about that even has a win on anybody in the top 3, and he has 2 of them split across 2 different people in the top 3, in addition to a win on somebody in top 5. Someone else that. So it's like, yeah, that is pretty significant. It's like this is 2-4. It's a crusty-eyed hurt him enough. Does the 0-1 and 0-2 to Wu and Malona hurt him enough?
Yeah, like him losing to
Yeah,
people at
like
this point that are outside of the top.
Yeah,
5.
his like the thing is like it's just weird, great, because Omni's cleaner to people after Yasu, and Dak, I suppose, because 2-0 Malona, 2-2 to Wu, 2-0 on Kandris, but Dak's also 1-0 on Kandris. So it's like, does the Malona and Wu grief Dak enough here for me? I don't know. It's like both of these categories are so damn close, and then Dak has a slight edge and upsets. I feel like I'm gonna lean Dak ever so slightly on this. It feels like it's one of those that's super, super close, and I'm just gonna lean with the person that's already got an edge in 2 of our 3 talking points.
Yeah, like I think it's literal decimal points on who's ahead of who here.
Yeah, like any of these sets that they played against any of these people that swung the other way would have made this more clear cut.
Honestly, even if they just played one more time and someone got a head-to-head advantage,
that probably would have swung it. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do it right now, guys. Get online. We're doing it now.
Right, let's settle this.
Breaker.
Online tiebreaker.
Just get them on. Oh, what? You can't play online. Oh, you don't have online because you're broke. Oh, well, there's your PR spot, nerd.
Forfeit.
All right.
Just kidding. In this case, forfeit is get off the PR.
Yeah. At this point, I like I said, I slightly am sticking with Dak. I think Preston's sticking with Dak. Bobby, are you?
I was not.
Where are you leaning?
I was not leaning one way or the other. So yeah, I'm fine with.
What about now?
I'm fine with the majority. I would have been fine.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
I could see it. Yeah.
if there's nothing left here for us, then I'm gonna lock it in for the Cupid.
I'm a very agreeable Dark Man.
Oh,
Also-
okay.
Also, Dak,
Got it. Let's put Stu at second.
Also, Dak, I want a rematch with your Falco. The Vivin's still cooking.
Oh, look! He said he'll fight for his spot. Oh, I like that response.
Dude, this is where he busts out the banjo, so he can get that banjo on the secondaries.
Yeah, then this is the part where Omni brings out the Sephiroth that he's been working 2 years on.
He did that.
All right. So 6 and 7 have been decided. We are all in agreement that 8th is Icandrus.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of our opinions have changed based on what's happened, has it?
I believe that's how the rule works in Star Wars. So yes, if you do beat him, you take his spot.
Oh yeah, that's the way of the Sith, or the Jedi, whichever.
The way of the correct people.
I mean, the Jedi and the Sith were both. They both did very evil things.
One may argue Yoda did more evil things.
Okay, all right.
But that's a conversation for another time.
So Canderous, I mean, the rebels were terrorists, but you know that's beside the point.
The Jedi brainwash younglings. At least the Sith had a choice.
So Canderous is 8th.
Yeah,
Part of the reason is that he's one of the people remaining. He has the best placements, and he also is 2-0 on Yardinia. Though there are some people that could stand to make an interesting case against his win-loss, because his win-loss is a bit drier after Mr. Yarden. But I don't think any of us felt like there was enough in the win-losses to make up all the lost ground in the placement category. And he's also, for some of these people left, this is where they start running into trouble with the upset losses. Canderous is one of the people who's still pretty clean with 2 upset losses in the blue category. And yeah, the others, actually every single person after Canderous that we haven't talked about yet has at least 4. So that is around the reasons why we are in agreement for him at 8. I don't think anybody else feels differently at this point, despite what we've ranked so far.
Yeah, Canderous is in like this strange limbo spot where his overall body of work is clean enough to avoid like the 9-10 HM discussion part, but it's also, I think, not strong enough to compete with, in this case, it was with Dak and
he had a very
Omni.
He had a very Canderous type period. That's
What does that mean?
This is the Canderous MO. He gets the good placings, but if you look at his win-loss...
You calling him a farmer? That's kind of racially charged.
No, he's calling him a SpongeBob sound effect.
I feel like that's even more racially charged. What the fuck?
You can use the SpongeBob sound, you could use the Charlie Brown trombone, like whatever you want to use, but this is just how Canderous operates. He gets good placings, but he just doesn't get enough good wins. Like the one time that he got good wins, and he was able to get those seeding upsets, he got much higher on the PR. That's how it is. Like he just if he could do that consistently, he would be a perennial top 5 contender because his placings are usually always good.
Every now and then he gets really close to getting Stu, so maybe there'll be a point where he could just consistently do it.
Yeah, especially especially if he meets him in best of 3s, then he could maybe like get PR'd to a point where he could be seeded to fight him in best of 5s and stuff like that. So yeah, no shade on Canderous. Like these placings are great, lots of top 8s, but just no win-loss. So.
Yeah, he's here to defend his seat, but it can't quite fight for a higher seed yet.
Yeah.
All right, so he's at 8. We're all in agreement on that.
All right.
All right.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, I think this is based on what you told me earlier. I think I know who this is.
Yeah, ZSS player.
I'm not sure.
I'm checking in.
I know about chicken. I'm talking about fuck.
Yeah, if you were there, man, that fuck that Weston bellowed. Oh man. Dude, if hell were real, they would have heard it down there.
So at this point, we might as well, talk about all 3.
If it's a
So
rotating war.
First, I had the Hawaii's #1 Min Chip Enjoyer at number 9. Bobby had Wu at 9. Preston and I had Wu at 10. Bobby had Weston at 10. And then, Preston and I had Weston at HM. Bobby had, I'm guessing this is Malona at HM. Is that right?
God, so lucky!
And then Bobby says, "Oh, that's not even Malona."
I didn't even have
that would be actually a great plot
yeah,
twist.
that's pizza time.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm down. Let's just do that.
That's our new out-of-state hero player.
All right, we're done. Woo, Weston, and then pizza time. All right, we're done. And no more discussion needed.
Westoin.
Westoin, whatever.
Westoin.
Pizza time. All right, cool. All right, Pierce. Then we don't need any more discussion.
How you gonna kick out crusty-eyed Vasher like that?
All right,
And
cue
put
the
on this
outro.
Weston guy.
It's all Grover.
Okay. Where do we want to start with these three
I mean,
Well,
gentlemen?
I guess it's
Why don't we start, I guess, by talking about what makes their cases strong or bad, just going on the list, maybe?
Sure. I can go first, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll just go in order of like how I did it. So I'll go Steven, Wu, Weston. So Steven surprisingly emerged on top for me because
surprisingly.
I wasn't expecting.
Most surprisingly.
It was quite surprising as I was looking at this. I was like, wait a minute.
That's hilarious.
It's just you have to understand his love for Min Chip shocked me in his most dire moment of need. Anyway, he's actually 1-2 on Guardian, so that is a win on someone in the top 5. Weston also has that at 1-1, but he also has a 2-1 winning matchup against Yasu, who's number 5. Now Weston is also 1-1 against Yasu, so they're actually both even against 4 and 5. Collectively, that is. Malona's also 1-0 on Dak, who is just above these people. He's even with Wu, which we'll talk about later. He does lose to Kandras, and that's kind of like the gist of his win-losses. So his win-losses are actually pretty solid because he has 3 wins combined against 4 and 5. Now Weston, like I said, similarly is 2-2 against those 2 people. And there's also 4-2 on Dak, who's 7th. Then he's cleaner between Wu and Kandras because he's 1-0 and 2-0 on those 2 respectively. So I think Weston has like a better win-loss here. And why I haven't talked about Wu yet. Wu is 2-2 on Omni. That's like his highest thing here on his win-loss. And then he's 2-0 on Dak. Or actually, I guess 2-0 on Dak would be higher than the 2-2 on Omni. Then he's even to Malona, and then 2-1 to Kandras. So it's not a bad win-loss by any means for Wu. It just lacks the top 5 juice. Because he's also 0-1
It lacks
to Weston.
that je ne sais quoi.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah.
But then in the placements, I believe I'm trying to remember. This was kind of a mess to sort out. But if I remember correctly, I think I said Wu had the best placements, and Steven was close enough to Wu in the placements that his advantage in the win-losses were more than enough for me to give the edge to him over Wu. And that was combined with... So they were even in the head-to-head, and that was combined with... They're actually pretty... Like, they both have 4 blue losses. But Preston pointed out something very interesting to me in the upset losses. 3 of Steven's blue losses are to the same person. He's lost 3 times to Deep. I don't know if he ever got that run back. Even though he said he was going to get that run back before the season started.
Hey, I'm just going to say it because I love repeating this joke.
No,
That's his favorite translation tool, Deep L.
Yeah, he.
Holy shit.
He never.
That's rough.
fucking-
But that was an interesting point Preston brought up to me because it does show that there's like a bracket demon of sorts, and not like a widespread problem of like he keeps losing to people like that he should be beating kind of thing. So it's like there's this thorn in his side that he can't seem to figure out, but it's griefing him, but it's not like he has a widespread issue, at least in this particular season, of like getting upset. Depending on how you look at it.
Malona is lobbying to be HM. In the chat.
Oh, I mean, if he wants it, sure, that makes it easier for us. If he really wants it. But anyway, that's why
Let him know
that was
that if he
why I ended up with Malona at 9. And I said a lot of stuff there, so I can let someone else comment on that before I comment on like why Wu over Weston.
If Steven forfeits his spot willingly, he is forever disowned.
Down.
Damn. Kicked out of the house.
He must lose it honorably if he's going to lose it.
Actually.
Anyway,
down.
does anyone else want to chime in here after the things that I said?
I think it's yeah. We've already had Justin and I already had a mini talk about this, but I think like Wu's placements are I do think they're better than Weston and Stevens, but Wu also had a rough time here and there when he went to a high tier 13th. He didn't go to another high tier, but fourth at another one, so that's good. And then fifth at the top, but 17th at another top. It's like he has very on and off placements, whereas Steven's a consistent wrecking ball of 17th at a high tier, but then a good fifth at a high. Oh, ninth at a high top, fourth at the top. Okay, what's the next one? Ninth at the top.
But
So
at the
it's
very
like
least, there are ninths and not like 13ths.
He's consistently placing in ninth, which is not good by any means, but it's still in the realm of staying like competitive. And then Weston has the rough case where he just had a really tough time at a lot of the strong tournaments. He did good at one high, one top, fifth, but then 25th at a high, 9th at a high, 17th at the other two top tiers. So I think like from my perspective, he's got a really tough time on the tournament side.
Yeah,
he does he does make it up in the win-loss a little bit because beat Garden, beat Yasu, beat Dak in this case, so he has win on 4, 5, 6. He beat Wu directly, and he beat Kandris. Wu, harder matchup. He did beat Omni and he did beat Dak, but I think overall like his wins are a little bit worse than Weston's in this case. So, but then here comes Steven, and he has wins on 4th, 5th, 6th, and he has a tougher time on the lower end because he lost to Kandris. He's even with Wu. He didn't get to play Weston to find out that tiebreaker, but I think he wins the win-loss by a healthy amount, I'd say in this case. And then the upsets, they're rough, but just to summarize, I think Weston has a tough time there because he's lost to 7 different tier 2 upsets. Steven has his 4 tier 2, but as we already pointed out, 3 of them are to deep, so they're functionally 2 people in this case. And then Wu also has a handful of tier 2s, but 2 to Pyro, and then the other 2 are 2 different people, so functionally 3 people as well. So like I think Steven ends up having like the best upsets, and then Wu, and then Weston is having a tough time. So that's kind of how I got to my ranking of it, where Weston has a good win-loss, but it's not as good as Steven's, so that's rough. And Steven already has a better tournament placing than him, and he has less egregious upsets. And then Wu, on the other hand, has better tournaments than Weston by, I'd say, a good amount. And then he loses win-loss as well, but I don't think it's by a significant margin. And then he ends up beating Weston narrowly in the upset losses. Although I guess one thing I didn't factor in enough that I could be convinced of is Weston does have the head-to-head. So if you think that Weston having the 1-0 head-to-head is enough to flip his tier 2 losses in the upset category, then I'm open to discussion about it.
I definitely think that. I definitely think that it's not something that's like completely insignificant.
Yeah, that tough head-to-head matchup. It's always the how much do we weigh it by?
And in this case, it's a 1-0. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong person.
No, it is a 1-0 Weston's favor against Wu at least.
I guess Wu. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I think in this case Steven pulls out of the who gets 10th discussion. So in that case, for me at least, it was just looking at Wu versus Weston.
Yeah, that was where I landed on it. However, Bobby, do you have thoughts on that before we like crown Steven 9th?
Argue your king. Check him in. How is he checking in?
My king Wu. Shut up.
Is he checking in or is he getting checkmated? There's very two different things.
Keep your head up, King. You got this, Woo. Let's see.
You was being crusty as you told me. This is true.
Fifth. Fifth to Steven's fourth, I think.
Placements are a mess. I'll give it that.
I think Woo's place. I think Woo, at the top tier, same top tier as Steven, did comparably good. I think. It was,
Yeah, it's like a 5th versus a 4th.
This was a fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 spot difference.
Where are they?
I think they were both at
Oh no,
E
no,
games
no,
too.
no. Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. It was,
Steven got the fourth,
It was
yeah.
at the same tournament. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
Yeah,
Steven
both of
actually
their
outplaced by one spot.
highest high.
Yeah, that was. I think that was their peak by a long shot. Let's see. What was their run? I require context.
At Grok. Give me
At
context.
Grok.
At Grok.
At Grok. Is this person real?
Malone 1437 got 4th at HSE. At Grok, is this true?
I hate the youth, man.
I do too.
So
Can't wait for the day that thing malfunctions.
So by to be objective, Steven had the better run. Well, the better of the two runs, because not only did he outplace him once by 1 spot, but he also beat more people there that ended up contending. Wu did have to beat some good players, but they ended up not being in contention. So looking at it objectively, Steven had the better peak. Steven had a 17th as his worst, but so did Woo, so those scratch out. Shoutouts to Duck Hunt. Who had 9th, and 13th. Steven had 9th, and 9. I think that sigh, that involuntary sigh that I gave out. So bad. It's so bad. I mean, if you want to be like, kind of like, if you want to look at it one way, if you want to like tilt your head a little bit, Steven was kind of consistent because he kind of hovered around
Yes,
that 9th
yeah.
to 5th area.
Yeah, it is a form of
Wu-
consistency.
Whereas Wu was a little bit more all over the place. Like he dipped into 13th, around 17th, 13th. Well, I guess we'll cancel out the 17th, but he dipped from like 13th to 2nd, or 13th to 4th or 3rd.
He has a
Give it
couple
to
thirds.
Steven and Hayden. I feel bad for them. Oh my god.
Give it to
What is going on?
Steven
What
and
a-
wait, who said that?
Oh my god, Weston.
Oh, I feel bad for them. No,
Some fucking
no,
crazy
Weston.
social engineering
No,
strategies
no,
are
no,
happening
no,
in
no.
Twitch chat.
No, you crusty-eyed Weston.
Deck, are you saying West is synonymous with mashing Bobby?
Yes.
Not as I mean, I still have to make a mashing tier list. I am going to make a mashing tier list, and I'm going to call people out, including myself. But
Okay.
But yeah, Weston's up there. He's up there, but he ain't at the top. He ain't at the.
Yes, you
he-
did throw at 3 tournaments, but you know your competition also threw at
True.
enough tournaments too.
Yeah.
My 4 tournaments was more accurate. Well, maybe he didn't throw at one of those. He just died. But, same thing. Throwing and dying,
4th at a high.
Not winning is throwing.
True.
But come on, you just have to pick winning or losing. Why'd you just pick winning?
Hey, why did you just not get hit?
I think
Dumbass.
this is close. Like I think Wu outplaces Steven at a bunch of tournaments, but Steven also outplaces him in a couple. However, when he does, they usually both do kind of bad. So, or they,
That tier list will be referenced every day.
that tier list will be
Oh my
referenced every
God.
day.
Oh my gosh.
dude, that's gonna be great. I want to make it like in voice chat where everyone can see me and hear me out. Maybe I should stream it, low-key.
No,
Sure.
don't stream
No,
it.
do it.
You can
give it to
VC
the
share it, but
voices.
don't stream it. Stream it.
Okay. Yeah, it's close. I would still kind of give the tournament results overall to Wu, very very slightly, just because he did kind of creep into that top 4 every now and then. He also went to more tournaments than Steven by a lot, by like 3, I think.
Yeah, Wu's attendance
He went to
is
more stuff.
No,
Yeah.
by 4. Like, no, by 3. Yeah, by 3. Yeah. Wu's attendance was pretty solid.
There's just 2 more because Steven missed 4 and Wu missed 2. So yeah, he went to 2 more things than Steven.
And like I said, the
Yeah.
17th cancel out. The 13th is kind of ill, but I mean, it's like bottom 3 of the PR, so I'm not gonna nitpick that too much. That's gonna come up. You're gonna have 13ths.
So if you throw out the 17th, what you've got is 4 9ths and a 13th and 2 9ths.
Yeah. And their win-loss is like...
Yeah, I feel like it.
I don't want to give
Like, I agree with
win-loss
you that
to-
it
I don't want
was-
to give win-loss to anyone. Both of their win-losses are pretty bad.
You have
I
to
feel like-
crown someone, Bobby.
I don't want to!
I-
You have to though. Sometimes
Yeah, like, I agree with you about like
sometimes
Wu's
life is about
placements.
doing the hard things.
But yeah, so to me, it's like about how you look at the win losses. So again, Steven's got wins at the top 5, and Wu doesn't.
I know he went for the easy wins.
Steven, I mean...
As Steven would put it, I know how to fight those people.
Yeah, I would say that Steven definitely
He's a mid-feeder.
Steven was in the right place at the right time for that E-Games bracket. That E-Games bracket was very strong for him. The path to top 8 anyway. Win-loss, I give it to Malona. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're tied at the head-to-head, so that doesn't matter.
So it's like, yeah, you got to judge it off, and the upsets are very tight. So it's like, yeah, it kind of comes down to like almost like who you feel better about between these 2. And then I guess there's also Weston, who like, do you feel like Weston beats either of them or both of them? And personally, I do not, but I don't know if you feel differently.
I think you could make a case for Weston in the 10th spot. I genuinely think you can.
Quick question: do you think that depends on who is 9th though, or no?
I think it depends on who is. Yeah, I think who is.
Yeah,
ninth.
like who he's being compared to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends.
Okay.
I think if you're comparing him to King Wu, then I think he has a better case, obviously, because you know he has that one win. Whereas against Steven, he's never played Steven.
Yeah,
that's not played.
Let's see. Where's Weston's data? Am I high? Oh, here it
He's
is.
the crusty-eyed masher.
Just
Yeah, he's
put him under
crusty-eyed.
Weston. Oh my goodness. You guys are
Bobby, I am legally bound to use the names that they. He used it the entire season. I
He
have
did use
to
the
give it
entire
to him.
season at the very least.
He's consistent. You know, it's like eye candy, even though we call him Candrus. I have to give it to him. You know,
I think-
if that's what you change it to.
I think like it's one of those things where like it's like the Dakipel situation where you kind of have to look away from the ugly stuff, the red, and look at what he did in the blues. Like he got 5th at a high tier, he got 5th at a top tier, beating Garden, who's in the top 5, which is something that's comparable to what Steven did. And
That's about Weston.
Yeah.
Yes, as Weston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like you could honestly make a case for Weston that says if you could look past the amount of times that he got like really deep in the red, and even when he did get deep in the red, he didn't lose to any red category losses. He lost to like only like level 2.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly, that all of his losses were blue tier.
Well,
You would
everyone
expect somebody who
dodged
got
danger.
25th would be like had lost like really badly, right?
Oh, like a lot of those brackets were just really stacked. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
like for us, like the 40-man tournaments are very compact and very stacked with competitive players. And it's just the same nature of
Jack,
tournament.
it's funny you mentioned that because I don't know if you were here for the whole time, but we used to have 5 categories. One was tournament consistency, and the other one was the tournament highest high, your best performance. We
Yeah,
actually
but-
just ended up doing away with the category because it got messy at one point.
It was like
But-
weird where like you have a high, but then you're not consistent at all, and it was like leading to problems.
So like
Yeah.
yeah, so I think like for the wins that they got and like for the highs that they got, I think you could make an argument that Steven is 9, Weston is 10, and Wu is HM. Now that I think about it.
So you are leaning Malona 9, then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it sounds like we're kind of in agreement for Malona 9th at the very least. So
Just comes down to who gets that 10th.
yeah, so we can
Right.
have, for now, let's lock in the mint chip champion at
I'm sure.
at 9th.
Dude, I'm sure it was so delicious for him. Oh man.
So he's
All right.
probably steering it even at home. Probably kept it from his
He
parents.
probably has a bucket right in his computer while he's sitting there. You know, he'd actually hang on. I'm gonna go get the rest of my mint chip ice cream. I'll be right back. Give me a sec.
I should go eat some right now. I always have some.
Oh god, everyone's going on break.
No, I'm here. I'll do it after the tournament. Or after the panel, not the tournament.
Yeah, like I think whoever gets this last spot, it always,
I'm back, by the way.
and I hate that it persists in every single spot from first, second, third,
Holy
fourth,
shit,
fifth. Doesn't matter what spot we're talking about on the PR. It always comes down to, okay, this person wins this category, but how hard is that win? Because does Wu crush Weston in the tournament placings, or does Weston crush Wu in the win-loss, or are they like directly comparable? Because I think if Weston can get it to a very comparable state, then we get into the argument of, does Weston's 1-0 against Wu, how does it stack up to the fact that he has so much more upsets than Wu? But the first step is, does Weston lose tournaments by a good amount or just a small amount?
I think he loses it like pretty clearly. I guess if we want to figure out the exact amount he loses it by, we can look.
Yeah, because I think that's where it comes down to. Because I don't think there's any question that Weston probably has the better win-loss. It's just, does he win that win-loss category by so much more than Wu wins his tournament placings?
I don't think so. I think that. Well, does Wu have what are Wu's wins? Let me see.
Wu's wins
One,
are...
two,
And, like, the win-loss?
3, 4,
He
5,
beat Omni, so
6.
that's currently our 7th. He beat Dak, who's 6th. And he beat Steven. That's about it.
He has
Whereas
6.
Weston
Who's
has
now ninth,
beaten...
Yeah.
Weston's beaten
1,
Garden
2, 3, 4,
once,
5, 6,
Yasu once, and Dak 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he,
And
Like, I
also
do think
two
I do
Candy.
think Weston has better win losses than Wu.
yeah, he has
No question there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think you know, you give it to Wu for the tournaments. He died less than Weston did in terms of like
Yeah.
17th and lower or 13th and lower. But Weston, when he did stay alive in bracket, he got those sets on top 5 players and then the upper half of the bottom 5. He also beat Wu once, right? And these were not at like small time tournaments. This was at high tier, a top tier. You know, the West Side 26 is kind of whatever. Third out of mid tier is not the greatest, admittingly, and then the second at the Doodoo Brown, also not much to write home about. But at this point in the PR, there's really not a whole lot to write home about at this point. So
You gotta find whatever we can.
Yes, I really think I really think that Weston has a strong argument, especially if you look at the win-loss in the head-to-head. Obviously, the 25th is gross, but we have PR'd people that have gone 0-2 before. In fact,
Yeah.
more than
It's
once.
true.
More
It's-
than once.
I want to implement the rule that the 0-2 just disqualifies you, and you're just fucking red.
No,
red for the rest of the
no.
world.
It's about
This is what we need, Bobby.
It's about your whole
brand
body of
them.
work. It's about your whole body. Also, technically, Weston didn't go 0-2. He went 1-2 because he had a bye. So, haha.
Well, hang on. Did he actually play a match, or was he just in winners round 2?
No, but he had a bye, so he bypassed the first
No,
round.
that's not how it works.
That
Tons
is
of
how it
people
works.
get.
That's what happens when you get
No,
a good
no.
seed.
Your win-loss record is by the matches you play, not where you're seeded. The number 1 seed in the playoffs. If they lose in the first fucking round, they didn't go. Oh, they went 0-2 or 1-1 in the playoffs. No. Those motherfuckers
Spoken
went
like a
0-1.
player that never got a first round bye.
Yeah, this is true. But that's
Holy,
beside the point.
that's a deep cut. Oh my god.
Spoken like someone.
Hey, I don't consider that a free win. Like what is that a free win against fucking Casper?
Yes.
What, a Roy player now swinging at ghosts while
Yeah,
fighting my
dude, I
fucking
never went
competition?
0-2. Let's fucking go.
Oh my god, this fucking guy. Look what you've done.
Hey man, all I'm saying is when you put that match on stream, it says winners round 2, not winners round 1.
Yeah, you know,
Okay,
you know
let's
when
see
the Lions
what-
took the playoffs last year
See
with the
if
fucking
GG
bye?
quantifies his standing. Shall we?
Oh yeah, does the GG actually say the win-loss?
What does Start GG say he went?
Yeah. Yeah, give us the official numbering there from the official start.gg website.
I don't know. Do you want me to actually open it up?
It's okay, I'm opening it.
Press is already doing it. Anyway, while he's doing that, yeah, I don't really have much else to add at this point. Like, it's very close between these two.
Very
I'm
much.
sorry,
I
but it
think-
says 0-2.
Donut and 2.
Nah, put away
Anyway.
that donut and give him a breadstick.
If only it worked like that.
Like for like Weston, the other issue too is like it's not just the 25th he got at the tournament. He has 3 17s. Like that's really bad. Like I just can't ignore that because it's like multiple times.
I mean,
The hardest part about it is they were also at top
They also have
tiers.
really good tournaments. Yeah, like he has one top tier where he got a 5th, which is the run Bobby was talking about. But oh man, he really did not.
and
do well at the other stuff.
And again, like I don't deny that, but again, it's at
Yeah.
this point of the PR where like you're gonna get ugly results. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think where I'm at is that Wu's results are less, at least in the placements, they're definitely less.
I mean, I'm not arguing for him to
Um,
be like number 8. I'm arguing for him to be number 10. Like,
No, hang on. Let's compare him to Big Stu over here. Let's make sure we're really being thorough, okay?
I mean, come on. Man. This is literally the bottom of the barrel, and I just feel like Weston was still able, in spite of that, was still able to accomplish enough good placings and get good wins that should be respected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the wins and this win loss are definitely like the juiciest thing he has.
I think we're in agreement that like Weston and Wu win their respective categories, which is why I think I'm always trying to quantify like how much they win it by to say if Weston could get to that next stage of okay, well can we then make a case that his upsets are now not going to drag him down compared to his one win on Wu? Because it's like if Weston does lose the placements, then how much does he lose by? And if he wins the win loss, then how disgusting is that victory? And I would say that he wins win loss by a pretty good amount. But then I was always on the fence about whether or not Wu won the tournament tier by like the same strength level. That's kind of where I wanted to bring the discussion.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I agree with that. Like it kind of comes down to that. If the margin on Wu's placements is enough, then Weston. Sorry, if it's enough for Wu, it probably ends up going to upsets, and Weston's not going to survive that. He has 7 upset losses to 7 different people. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
by
what
far
happens
the
when you
most.
go 17 3 times.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
yeah. Plus the 25th, the 4th time. Yeah.
It's
That'll
all
do it
about
to
just
ya.
how could he overturn his tough situation. in this case.
Let me take another look at the placements and a little deeper dive to see just how much I feel like Wu has an advantage there.
I mean, look, keep in mind, like, it's not like, I think again, it's like, the 5th place is like, yeah, like they both got 5th at a top tier, but Weston got 5th beating Garden Icandrus, Wu got 5th beating other players that didn't end up contending. So
Yeah, his run to get that 5th elevated his chances by like, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because he beat such good players along the way.
let me
I agree there.
Yeah, let me take a look at Wu's 2nd best placing and what he made of that.
Yeah, like it's tricky too, because like Wu, if he went to like one more top tier or one more high tier and he got like a definitive good place, like a 5th or a 4th, it'd be harder for Weston to compete. But the fact that Wu got like the 13th at a high, and then his 2nd top tier was a 17th, it's like it I can see where you could argue that Weston's placements on the 17th, 20 or like the 25th, 17th, 17th is not like, it doesn't make him lose the category as hard as Wu loses the win-loss.
So just for the record here, while we're trying to assess this, they were both at the same tournament 7 times. Of those 7 times, Wu outplaced Weston 4 times.
That's rough.
Yeah, so a 4-3 advantage to Wu in the tournaments that they both.
Are you going to change your name back next season? That's my question.
So let's start with the tops. The tops is 5, 17, 17. Wu did not go to another top, but he got 5 and 17. So like, cancel that out. Sorry if I'm mumbling to myself. Just
No, I think all of us are trying to quantify. Yeah.
All right, what were the highs? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Changing it 3 more times. Okay, then we are enforcing a new rule where every time you enter a new name, that's a new person with their own results.
Listen, it is a fact that you are always going to be inconsistent because you stay up late for Roblox events. So your sleep schedule is always going to be out of whack. So you're always going to be prone to sucking and dying. So no, I don't believe you.
Also, well, remember, Bobby, he says he's gonna do better. That just means in this case he's
also,
to get 9th or better.
Yeah. Also, you do better when you don't really care about how well you do anyway. So I would just play.
Yeah, just play the game, dude.
Yeah, I don't
You're fine.
I think the less expectations you put on yourself, the more you fuck up people anyway.
Yeah, when you're moving and grooving, you're messing people up. So.
Yeah, you're like one of the most hated people to play because your play sometimes just makes like.
You're asking Dak.
No, there's a lot of people that don't like playing Weston because it's like, yeah.
You're trying not to get PR? Well, there's an easy way. You could just drop Kazuya, be a full-time K rule, and
that's true.
It might
that would
help
work.
you.
That would work really well, actually. You should do that. You definitely won't get PR if you do that.
Well, that's the problem, Weston. Steven has to stay in winners usually for you to run into him.
And the other problem is you don't get brownie points for beating Steven unless Steven stays in contention this season. Because if he just like dips out, then he's a blue loss again.
That's true.
No more high quality.
That's true. You never know when Steven might just choose to whip out the Fox and play like a red tier.
No, he told me he's not going back to Fox, but you know, if he stays on Joker, he might be like a right now.
New color?
Like,
yeah, you tell me we need a new color after red?
No, it's better than his Fox, but I just don't think it'll be a PR contender level.
Okay.
It might just be like a 3-2. That's my guess. I'm ballparking.
Okay, so barely playing better than
2-2,
a red.
3-2.
He's playing better, slightly better than a red. Okay.
Oh, okay. I get you. So just beating Steven when you're not ranked is the greatest joy. I can respect that. That's a man that knows what he wants.
Alright, we are approaching the 2-hour mark, so...
Yeah, we should... Yeah, we gotta figure this out soon.
Shall we just vote?
Give me like another minute or two.
Alright.
I wanna make sure I'm solidly, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right
but
here.
Weston, you know that Steven's gonna say, "Oh, well, you beat my Joker, though." Is that really a win?
Yes. If it put you into spectator mode, then it's a win.
Steven, don't say that your Joker has beaten him before, because that's gonna make him beating your Joker look better. You're just making him want the win more.
You're just gassing him up.
Yes, because it's on Steven. That would be quite a shame. You know, Steven, he plays this game religiously, and he loses to crusty-eyed Masher over here, who's on Roblox. Would be a pretty deep blow.
Man, I don't want to vote on either of these two.
Well,
Can we just stop at 9?
I legally don't think we're allowed to.
No,
Here,
hang on.
I'm-
We're the PR
here,
panel.
but-
We're legally
here,
allowed to do whatever the fuck we want.
All right, Justin. Here, I propose a better solution then.
Yes.
Why don't we just break our rules, make an exception, put
Uh-huh.
small left at 1, move everyone else down 1.
Actually, I'm down with that.
That's what, bro. You guys are trolling.
I'm down with that. If we
I-
do
No, you
that,
said
it
put
solves
small
the
left at-
problem.
You said put small left at 0.
Dude,
This is
y'all,
a new
y'all are
innovative
trolling.
idea.
Yeah, wait,
it was
wait.
my
It
idea
solves the
to put left
problem.
at 0. It was my idea. I
No,
said-
no,
Did
no,
you
so
say
we're
put
putting him
left at
at
1?
1?
Did you say you put him
because-
at 1?
No, because 0 is better than 1. It's great. It's above 0.
I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
about that.
Bobby?
Zero is
Bobby-
literally nothing.
Bobby, what's 0 times 2?
2.
0. What's 1 times 2?
Wait, excuse me?
One.
Ooh!
1.
No, 1
Okay.
times 2 is 2! See, 1 has more multiplicative properties than 2. It has more possibilities.
No, 1 times 2 is 11. So, yes.
No, that's 1 plus 1.
Fuck you, I'm flipping a coin.
Oh well.
You are not the Senate. I can be now.
Whose head?
I can tell you're my father.
What's his face? His tails.
That,
Okay,
that
have my vote.
concerns me more, Steven.
Alright, I have my vote. I'm ready. I flipped the coin. I'm ready.
Wow, this is your PR panel, folks. Just coin flipping.
We're flipping a coin.
I flipped the coin for my vote, and
I would
revealed
never.
it when
I would
flipped.
never flip a coin to decide PR. I stand on my principles.
You guys think I actually know what I'm talking about here? I just flip coins all the fucking time.
I would if the person in the running is Justin. I would flip a coin.
He would actually.
50-50. The forward smash hits or it doesn't.
Dude, can we get the dude? The Time Wizard wasn't even a coin flip in the anime. It was like a fucking Wheel of Fortune shit.
Isn't?
Uh,
Yeah, it was like what?
it was a roulette.
Was it like a? I'm trying to remember what the odds actually were presented. I don't remember if it was actually 50-50.
No, it was like a 1 out of 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah, it was something bad.
It was very bad. Okay, so I guess we'll just say it on 3. 1.
Okay, yeah, at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, at the same
totally,
time. All right.
yeah.
1, 2, 3. Malona.
Whoa. Wait, what?
For for 9th, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
well,
we were
no,
agreeing
for
on
10.
9.
Okay, for 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
sorry, we already spoiled it then.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Well, Preston didn't say. 1.
I did say it.
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay, wait, Bobby didn't hear it, so it's not a spoiler anymore.
All right.
Okay. All right.
This is so stupid.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Weston.
Small left.
Woo.
Yeah. Okay. All right, good discussion.
I voted woo.
Okay.
Okay.
fine.
I'm not honest to God, I actually flipped the coin and it was it. Which I assigned to Woo.
Hey man, I'm glad that I made you flip a coin though. That just proves that there was.
I could honestly I just couldn't figure out if the margin on the placements was the same or as the margin on the win loss. I really couldn't.
There was a discussion to be had. That's all. I'm saying.
Yeah. I just couldn't figure it out. I don't think I would have felt comfortable with either one. So it's just what it is. It's just how close it was between these two.
Remember, kids. Sometimes it's not about how good you do. It's about how much worse some of the other players do.
No, it's about how the coin flips. Honestly.
It's okay. With the power of the Senate, I veto this PR discussion, and we just move left up
Whoops.
illegally.
Oh my lord, what the fuck is
I mean, it doesn't have to be illegally if we do it. Okay. Through a coin flip, we have arrived at our conclusion.
Sorry, wait, I'm fighting a giant black bird.
What the fuck are you? Anyway, is your thing on the right page? No, it's not. Well, while he's fighting a giant black bird, our power rankings for the
Oh, I must.
middle season,
I will.
I guess.
I will change this because we are this time going to be smart and make a distinction that
What?
we are giving a spot,
Oh, yes.
an HM spot to small left, but is an honorary HM, not the kind of HM spot that you fight for if you're in contention.
Yeah,
He
we had a
is
funny thing about that with the
honorary.
data where we had no top tiers and we were very confused as to why, and then we realized 67 was
Actually-
half a point instead of 1 point because he was HM.
Sorry, I
And-
must use his full name.
Yes, use his full name. And we're like, wait, why was I wasn't in the last panel, so I was like, wait, why was he HM? Oh, he's an honorary HM.
Zero
We should
said you
probably treat
forgot
that differently.
a very important statement. Oh, what did he say?
Statement. I don't know. Am I forgetting something, or is someone else here
Here,
forgetting
I'll-
something?
Should I jump in the call and ask him right now?
I feel like this is for Bobby and not you or me.
I'm streaming. Why don't I jump into the call?
Only one of us lost the Vanguard. Bruh. Oh my god! I shouldn't have asked!
You shouldn't have-
Anyway.
I mean, you shouldn't have said that out loud, but sure.
Anyway, it's in the chat. Anyway,
It's in the record.
number
Vanguard's
one.
good. I don't think there's any
He's
shame in
big
losing to him. He's good.
Number 2 is 67. Number 3 is BBW. Number 4 is Gardenia. Number 5 is Yasumon. Number 6 is Dakbel. Number 7 is Omnimum. Number 8, Icandrus. Number 9 is Mintchip Enjoyer, number 1 fan and champion. And number 10 is Wu, with Weston earning honorable mentions.
And
And
it was
small
a true
left
honorable mention. It was
also.
close. It was close.
It was very close. Like, honest to God, like I could have also voted in favor of him. It's just
Just
one of
remember,
those
at the
things
end
where
of
I'm
the
gonna wake
day,
up. I'm gonna be like, no, we should redo
West-
it.
Justin is admitting that at the end of the day, Weston got RNG'd.
He did actually, but I think he would have no other way, knowing him.
Oh, shouts to King Wu. Good job. Yeah. That is it. That is your PR. I'll post the results soon, and I'll make the tweet. And yeah, look forward to the mashing tier list. I could probably try to do it tomorrow evening. I should have some time, so. Or maybe I'll get started on it tonight. I have to actually
Oh,
probably
no.
I have to make the images though for all the people here. I have to find pictures of everyone.
Oh, you're gonna use pictures. Oh god.
Well, how else am I gonna distinguish who they are? Otherwise, I have to
Well,
write their names.
You could just write their names, yeah. Like, if you're gonna make your own tier list template, you could literally just make a circle, make a black background behind it, and just write their name in it.
That'll be boring.
Oh, you're gonna have to make like 100 new pictures then.
Yeah, it would be quite the endeavor. But hey, if it's referenced every day, it'd be worth it, right? If it's a resource that is consistently tapped into. Yeah. Okay.
No.
All right. So
We're done here.
yeah, so thanks to our panel, thanks to the viewers, thanks to the competitors. It was fun. Again, will anyone dethrone Stu besides Small Left just going to tournaments? I don't know. But
Why is Malonis Jason Bourne?
well, we'll see. Because he just thinks Jason Bourne is really cool. Even though John Wick is like right there.
Well, Jason Bourne was technically the original John Wick, but with less like cheesy, I suppose.
I mean, John Wick was pretty cheesy too. But I just think John Wick is cooler. And I think the John Wick world is cooler. Yeah. Okay, we're done. Thank you guys. See you next time.